Hello again, traders. Right, this is probably about the fourth attempt at this, so I'm going to persevere. You're watching the last 1% or pennies on this trade now. I've taken 12 pips to that SS support and resistance zone there. I've tried to make this video about 3 or 4 times this morning, so when that happens, I will continue until I get one up. Otherwise, loaded up, I mean, online, it means I've wasted the time. So persevere, persevere. Which is why sometimes my videos are a bit of a ramble and a mess, but I refuse to edit them and stuff like that. So what we have here, the whole point of this video and the whole point of previous attempts at this video is to talk about the three swings. And in previous posts on Twitter, I've talked about not getting into a short trade when you only have this first swing here. So this is swing one to the high of that, 2 green candles. There is no red pullback, notice. So that's swing 2, the pullback, and this is swing 3. Now I've been in and out all morning, I've been on the phone all morning, so I've hence making failed attempts at this and also getting in late. The ideal entry to this trade would have been the break of that level there, as you can see, and it would have gone, this would have been the candle breaking the high, and it would have gone up with virtually no drawdown and a bigger profit as well. Although having said that, I would have cut my profit shorter, so it swings and roundabouts. But hopefully you can see what I'm talking about here. The high of that candle, these are 2 green candles, that is a swing. There's no red in between it. Much same as 2 green candles here. So the break of the high of that candle would be a trade. And you can see how you can't fail to notice this if you study the 2Bs and 123s like I do. So, you know, you cannot fail to notice this. And this is what I say to all of my followers, old and new, is that if you are just studying a handful of candles and you understand the importance of the 2B from literally decades and decades ago, from Vic Sporandio, this runner is going to get taken out, but I don't care. And you know why it does what it does, and you've got all your other stuff, divergence, you've got the triggers on the lower time frames. As you can see, the entry to this particular long, the break of that high, would not have been particularly correct on M5. Now I didn't check M1, I have to be honest, because I've been really busy, but it will almost certainly follow all sorts of the rules. So this is the original high. Let's just double check that so I'm not telling porkies. So if I put a yellow on the high of that candle, oops, resistance I mean, I use a script called yellow for resistance and green for support. So now we drop back down to 1, and you can see it didn't actually trigger a valid buy, the break of that high there, until we got to this point here, and then we got the blue arrow, and lo and behold we get the big green candle. A little bit of drawdown before it goes to a decent profit, but that move, even if you, as a scalper, remember, I watch scalpers take, so the break of the high, I watch scalpers be happy with 2-3 pips. There's 9 pips. That would have been good enough for me actually. I would have been pretty, well actually a 4 pip plus the spread, so I was going to say I'd be pretty annoyed if I'd not taken profit there, but having said that, the more of these you do, the more you are prepared to hold them, of course. So 9 pips almost with 0 drawdown, just the spread, and it did what it said on the book, on the tin, as it were. But my point of this video also is that there are so many confluences of the 2B reversal and the 123. This here is a 123 high low, but it will also be a 2B reversal on the M1. This is the original 2B reversal here. That's swing 1, that's swing 2, up, I mean, and then swing 3 down. Nothing's changed. I've been making videos on this YouTube channel now for over 8 years. 8 years, guys, sharing stuff for free and sticking with the same stuff and just improving it. So, you know, if you're new to what I do and I come across a bit abrasive and a bit abrupt and all that sort of stuff, then I'm not really going to apologize, because all the good quality, proper traders I know are a little bit arrogant, because they've done the hours, they've done the years, they've done the decades to get where they are. The guys that are all sucking up and kissing your ass are going to be the guys that need your subscriptions. You know, they need your you to subscribe to their YouTube channel. They need your dollars because they can't damn well trade. That is the long and short of it, guys. So wake up, smell the roses, and accept that you are going to have to spend years of hard grafts, mainly sifting through the idiots out there and the genuine guys. I've got tons and tons of followers now that I really, really respect, because they are doing the graft and they know what it takes to get there, and they also know, you know, the amount of pitfalls there are to us all. And really and truthfully, you know, pep talk going on here, apologies for that, guys. Really and truthfully, we all have to accept that we cannot rush training our brain to overcome the fear and greed emotions, the adrenaline emotions when you get a good trade and you take another one because you think you're God's gift to trading, and then you blow it all, and then you double your size so that you can win back your loss, and then you lose that, and it just snowballs. So thousands and thousands of mistakes will need to be made, and if you don't take my advice about paper trading, demo trading, until you can keep an account for 6 months or a year, and then starting with really tiny money, if you don't take that advice, then you will lose fortunes also. So anyway, off my soapbox. So let's get back to this 2B. So this is the low of swing 1, and this is the high of the candle that broke swing 1, broke through, I mean closed through. And then you want to be trading the 2B rules, trading. I like to see the close of that candle, so let's get the precise level on there. Vic does talk about subsequent candles, or someone else does talk about subsequent candles. So subsequent candles that come lower have their own resistance levels, which is how I devised the 3CR originally there. So you're then looking at potentially trading the break of the high of that candle or close above it, which would have been there. And as you can see, you would have got a little bit of drawdown. As Vic says, Vic's original stops were somewhere below here, add the spread to it or whatever. I personally tend to look for a supply and demand area. In other words, the candle closes. Price will knock into that. It won't necessarily. So, and the higher you get as well, the less likely you're going to pull so far deep into the VIX original stop loss area. So again, people ask me about stops. It's best you understand that VIX said there, and then you improve and learn on it. You know, you will take losses, but you will not take the huge losses that potentially Vic talks about. And as you can see here, you know, Vic talks about the targets up here. I prefer to use the supply and demand area, and lo and behold, look how the price just touched that SS support and resistance, didn't go up to Vic's you know, 2B reversal target, if you like. That's because I've seen it 1,000 times, 10,000 times probably. Not necessarily hit the SS support and resistance, because that, as I say often, has been on and off my charts until, again, you learn that these, you know, these instruments, these indicators, if you like, are absolutely the doggies whatsits. But if you try to trade that on its own, you'd have a problem. If you tried to trade, believe me, I've tried everything. If you try to trade just pivot points on their own, you will have a problem. They've been on and off my charts. I've studied them for months and months and months, and they come off my charts. I studied these for months and months and months and months. They come off my charts because they weren't the holy grail. And that is another stumbling point of new traders. They're always looking for the next best thing, the holy grail. There isn't one. The holy grail probably is what I've got on here. It's a combination of everything that works. And every little thing, this and this and this, and the 2B reversal and the 1, 2, 3 lower high, or higher low in this case, and my 3CR, they've all taken me years to learn to trade them with confidence and with a high probability win rate. And then you've got your SR levels, you've got your line chart levels, you've got your your actual Bollinger Bands, if you like. Everything works together. This is why I've got so much on my charts, because I absolutely love it. People kick the arse out of me because I'm an indicator trader, but I've traded bear candles, bear bars, whatever you want to call it. Candles are indicators, guys. So once again, I've gone off at a preach, but having said that, this video has probably taken me 2 or 3 hours to actually make, which is why I'm not wasting hours editing, and which is why they become over as a bit of a hodgepodge. But, that thing there, that's your swing one. That thing there, that's your swing one. The red is the pullback. The break of the high of swing one is your continuation. That's messy. That's not so bad. That's your swing one. Remember, you do not want to be going short without that swing three. And that little move there from the break of that high to the high of that all there is probably about 7 or 8 pips, and that is a scalper's heaven. And the better you get at this, yeah, it's 8.2 the high. Yeah, it's about 8 pips, isn't it? Swing one, be ready for the break of the high, because that is your swing two. Swing two is the pullback. Swing three is your trade, and that will be a 2B reversal on the lower time frame. In fact, because of that spike, it becomes debatable. But as time goes by, you realise that you can also trade line chart 2Bs. Line chart 2Bs are the doggies whatsits. They're better than wick candle 2Bs. That is clearly a 2B there. High, low, lower, high, lower, low. And the break of the high, not the candle or whatever, just all you have to do is the break there, that then becomes a valid high. The break and close above that line chart high is your valid entry. It takes away a lot of, it simplifies everything. That is swing 1, 2, whoops, swing 1, 2, 3, and that, you close above that, is your trigger to go. Line chart 2Bs are the doggies whatsits. So apologies for the ramble, apologies for the bit of a rant. I'm going to take this off my charts and move that back up there again. Too much information on one chart. It works and I love it, but I'm going to put a dashboard. I'm going to get a load of dashboards. There's the pivot point one I want to get my teeth into as well from Nick, who built this. I want to get them on a separate, I used to do them on a separate so I can just literally set up a template with this on it, open it up, look at the ADRs if they're overextended and whatnot. I mean, there's some big ones here actually today in percentage wise of their average daily 5-day average. The 5-day average is there, and that is where we are today. So they've all busted their levels. Have we had news yet? Yeah, we've just actually, because 1:30 rather is the normal US Open, the UK time, London time, but New York is an hour before or behind. I never know which way. It depends on your perspective, whether you're in London or New York, doesn't it? But our clocks have fallen back. So instead of being at 1:30, the American stuff happens at 12:30 UK time. So if you're not careful, you'll miss the action. So that makes the stocks open happen at instead of 2:30 UK time, when we're both aligned with British Summer Time and American Daylight Saving Time, or whatever the proper terminology is. The stocks open is at 1:30, not 2:30. So catches me out a lot, but I don't really trade the news anyway. Although if I'm coming back thinking I'm trading at 3 o'clock in the UK time, half hour after the stocks have done their stuff, which is when I like to trade, I find that I'm actually an hour and a half behind, and that is a real shame. But it's not the end of the world. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Before I mess this one up as well and waste another day, as it were, I shall upload it. Hope that helps. Line chart 2Bs. More importantly, the swing 1, 2, 3, and trading the breaker swing 1, because swing 3 happens more than, proper 3CR with 5 swings. Think about it. And swing 3 is part of the 2B, and swing break of swing 1, which is your swing 3, of course, is part of the 3CR. It's part of the 123 reversal, and it's part of the 2B reversal. So we have just got more and more and more opportunities. Look, I can see a 3 swing down there. There's the break. It wouldn't be clear as a 2B reversal, but it's absolutely clear as crystal clear there. Just drop down to the M1 and you will find a positive, perfect pullback bust, RSI bust, pullback, break and close for the long side. I've made tons of videos about that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.